There are 5 different steps to setting up Amazon PPC, and I'm going to show you how you can set up Amazon advertising for your business in just 4 minutes. I'm going to put a timer down below to show you how fast and easy setting up Amazon PPC can be. Amazon PPC is so powerful because when people are searching for things on Amazon, you can show up right at the top of the search results. In fact, the products that are being advertised on Amazon show up at the top of the search results before any of the organic results. You can tell that these products are sponsored because it has this word sponsored right here. People are paying for these products to show up at the top of the search results. By using Amazon advertising, it allows you to show up twice in the listings, and it can guarantee that you show up at the top of the search results. There are 5 things that I'm going to go over in this tutorial. The first thing we're going to talk about is setting up an automatic campaign, which is the easiest campaign to set up. It's also one of the most powerful and profitable advertising campaigns that you can set up and has some added bonuses that I'll talk about later in this video. Then after that, I'm going to talk about how to do keyword research, how to figure out what search phrases people are using in order to find your product. The way that Amazon PPC works is that people search for different search phrases in Amazon. For instance, for my new product, people will be searching for things like carnivore jerky and carnivore snacks. You can target different search phrases and tell Amazon that you want to show up at the top of the search results for that specific phrase. Now, keep in mind that every time your ad shows up at the top of the search results and someone clicks on your ad, you are going to pay money. That's what's called Amazon PPC or Amazon pay per click. You are paying Amazon every time that someone clicks on your ad. So you want to be careful about what search phrases you show up for. You only want your product to show up for searches that are relevant to your product. I'll explain what I mean by that later in this video, but if your product is showing up on searches that aren't relevant and people are clicking on your product just because, that's what people do. People click on random things, but they're not interested in actually buying your product. You're going to spend a lot of money, but you're not going to make a lot of sales. After we do the keyword research, the third thing that I'm going to show you is how to set up the ads targeting the specific search phrases that we want our products to show up for. The automatic campaigns. The campaigns that I'm going to show you how to set up at first, they automatically target different keywords, anything that Amazon thinks is relevant to your product. Automatic campaigns are great when you're first getting started because you probably don't know what people are searching for. You want to use these automatic campaigns to see what search phrases are actually resulting in money in your pocket. But in the long run, it's going to be more profitable if you set up the manual keyword targeted campaigns. Another secret that a lot of people don't know about, and this is the 4th thing that I'm going to show you, is that you can actually target specific products. This is called product targeting campaigns, and it's really powerful as well because you actually show up on your competitor's listing. Let's click on this guy right here. This is one of our competitors. If I scroll down to the bottom, I can see that these products here are sponsored products. People are paying money to show up on this competitor listing, and you can also do this. I'm going to show you how you can do this later in this video. The 5th and last thing I'm going to show you in this video is how to set up negative keywords. This is one of the most important things that most people aren't teaching, most people aren't doing. This is a very important way for you to save money. It allows you to tell Amazon which searches you do not want your ad to show up for because oftentimes Amazon will not do this on their own. But let's dive in and let me show you how to start with your first Amazon campaign, and let's start the clock. So the first thing you're going to do is to click on these 3 lines up here, go into Advertising and Campaign Manager. You have 3 different options here: sponsored products, sponsored brands, and sponsored display. What we're going to be focusing on in this video today is sponsored products. This is the easiest Amazon advertising to set up. It's very beginner friendly. Sponsored brands, on the other hand, is what you see at the top of the search results here. These are sponsored brand advertising. Really, you need at least 3 SKUs in order to properly use this, and is a lot more for brand recognition than creating actual profitable campaigns. This is what sponsored display ads look like, and I'll talk about both of these in a future video, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. But we're going to click on sponsored products and click continue here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is create a name for this ad group, and I'm going to call these close match for a reason that will become obvious later in this video. Then we're going to decide what products we want to create ads for, and this is the new product that I just launched, and we're going to click add. Now we have 2 options right here. We can either do automatic targeting or manual targeting. I'm going to show you how to do both of these, but since the first thing I'm showing you is how to set up an automatic campaign, we're going to select automatic targeting and we're going to scroll down here below. Now, a big mistake a lot of people make is they just click on this right here, set default bid. What we're going to do is we're actually going to set bids by targeting group because there are 4 different types of targeting groups. There's close match, loose match, substitutes, and complements. Each one of these should have its own different bid price. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn off loose match, substitutes, and complements. Let's quickly go over what the difference is. So with close match, it's an automatic campaign, and Amazon says, we'll show your ad to shoppers whose search terms closely relate to your products. If your product is this 400 count cotton sheets, we'll show them an ad when shoppers are searching for things like cotton sheets and 400 count sheets. Close match is the type of ad that you're going to want to spend the most money for. They recommend 92 cents per click. On the other hand, with loose match, it's 72 cents. Substitutes is only 13 and complements is 71. So just to show you the difference, let's talk about what loose match is. With loose match, it says, we'll show your ad to shoppers who use terms loosely related to your products. If your product is this same 400 count cotton sheets, we'll show an ad when shoppers are search terms like bed sheets or even bath sheets or bath towels. You can imagine if someone's searching for bath towels and you're selling cotton sheets, it's not really that relevant. I wouldn't want to spend a lot of money like this. But to start off, I always recommend just going with the suggested bids. With substitutes, on the other hand, again, if our product is cotton sheets, it will say, we'll show your ad on detail pages that include 300 count cotton sheets and queen 400 count cotton sheets. So relatively speaking, that's related. Then there's complements. Down below as well, it says, we'll show your ad on detail pages that include queen comforter and feather pillows, or products that complement the product that you're selling. So we're going to go ahead and select just close match for this one, just to keep things simple and allow us to have a little bit more control on this automatic campaign. We're not going to talk about negative keyword targeting or negative product targeting yet, though stay till the end of this video because we're going to talk about that later. We have a couple of other options here under campaign bidding strategies. Dynamic bids down only, and fixed bids. It's up to you to choose which one you want to use. If you're a little tight on cash, you can go with dynamic bids down. It's going to make it so you never spend above your bid amount per click from whatever you set your max click to be. But remember, they could be lower as well. However, if you want to maximize sales and potentially even profit, dynamic bids up and down is really good. It will change your bid by up to 100% if Amazon thinks someone is really likely to buy your product. It will make it so Amazon could potentially charge up to double your max click for that bid. It will also allow Amazon to lower your bid if it doesn't think that that click is going to result in a sale. Another option you can do here is fixed bids that keeps your bid at a very set amount, but for now, we're going to stick to dynamic bids up and down. Right here is a more advanced filter that allows you to adjust your bid's placement. That's something I'll talk about in a future video. But I do recommend adding an additional budget. This will allow you to increase your bids depending on where they're showing up on the page. Typically speaking, top of page slots have higher bids as they are more valuable and more likely to result in a sale. So I typically like to put around 20 to 30% increased bids for slots that are at the top of the page. And we can do that by just entering in the number 20% right here. Then for campaign name, for this first campaign, we're going to call it automatic campaign. The start date would be today, and we're not going to put an end date. For daily budget, I recommend putting whatever you're willing to lose. Remember, in the short run with Amazon PPC, you're probably not going to be making a lot of money. So maybe that's $5. They recommend a suggested daily budget of $14, and I might even raise this to $50 because, as I talked about in a previous video, in this series right here, where I'm talking about this entire launch of our product, Carnivore Jerky, at this first week selling on Amazon is the most important time. So I'm not even that concerned with profitability. I just want to drive as many sales as possible. Down here, if we want to launch other campaigns in other countries, we could do that as well, but we're not selling our product in Canada or Mexico, so I'm not going to worry about that. Just like that, we've launched our very first campaign. We've launched our first ad group, and we're going to go click here to sponsored ads and then campaign manager so you can see what this looks like. So here's our first campaign, automatic campaign. And then within it is our first ad group, close match. The way this works is you have a campaign, and then underneath that, you can have multiple ad groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to create another ad group, and this time we're going to change what the automatic campaign is. I'm going to click paste, and we're going to call this ad group substitutes. We're going to go through the same process here. I'm going to click add, and we're going to go to bidding strategy, and we're going to get rid of everything except for substitutes this time. And we're going to click add group. We're going to do the same thing with compliments here, as well as loose match. Now we've properly set up our automatic campaigns, and we have the close match, the compliments, the loose match, and the substitutes. That's how easy setting up Amazon PPC is. However, this is just the very beginner version. Let me show you a little bit more of an advanced strategy that's very easy to do, and it's going to make you a lot more money. Give me another 10 minutes and I'll show you an advanced way of setting up your Amazon ads. It's actually very simple to do, and I'm going to take you through it step by step. So by the end of this video, you'll know how to set up your Amazon PPC in a way that's going to make you a ton of money. Now, let's start the timer and let me show you how to set up your Amazon PPC. As mentioned, Amazon is a search engine. People go to Amazon to search for things that they want to buy. For instance, people might search for carnivore jerky or carnivore beef jerky or carnivore jerky, no sugar. All of these are different things that people are searching for on Amazon. We need to figure out what they are searching for on Amazon that's related to our products. That's where this tool Helium 10 comes in. I have the hookup with Helium 10. There's a link down below in the description. You can use that link to sign up for a free account, but if you do want to lock all the features we're talking about today, you are going to have to pay, but I think this is a cost that's very, very worth it when we talk about how much you can make with great keywords and a great product. As I mentioned, I do have the hookup with them. There's a discount code below in the description for the best deal available on the internet, and I recommend signing up for this tool for at least 1 month so that you can figure out what people are searching for on Amazon in order to buy your product. Because if you can figure that out, then you can game the system. You can hack the algorithm, get your product to the top of the search results, and make a ton of money. So use that link down below to sign up for Helium 10 to get that discount code. Once you've signed up for Helium 10, there's a tool called the Magnet Keyword Research Tool. We're going to click on that. I know that people are going to Amazon, they're searching for carnivore jerky, but what else might they be searching for? I'm not really sure. So I'm going to paste that in there, and we're going to click on Get Keywords. We can see that over 400 people per month are searching for carnivore jerky. So this is one of those phrases that we're going to want to make sure that we target. But our goal here is to figure out what else are people searching for on Amazon that they would search for and want to buy our product. One of the first ones that shows up here is carnivore snacks. What's cool about Helium 10 is we can actually add this to our list of keywords that we're targeting. So I'm going to click on this right here, create new folder, and we're going to call this carnivore jerky. Then click save. Now there are a lot of different results here. We have hundreds, if not thousands of different keyword results. We're going to want to filter through these so it's actually somewhat relevant. What I recommend doing is sorting by the Magnet IQ score. Before we go any further, one thing that I like to do here is filter out some of the results. For instance, we don't want to target a search phrase that has a search volume of more than 5,000, meaning if there are more than 5,000 people per month that are searching for this product phrase, right now, I don't even want to target that because it's probably going to be too competitive. I also want to set a word count of a minimum of 2. This is how many words are in the search. If someone's searching for something like a single word like electrolytes, it's just going to be too competitive. I don't want to try to compete with them. Then I want to set a couple more parameters. I don't want to find keywords that have search volume below 300 because they're just too small to be worth my time. And then we can go ahead and click apply filters. We still have a lot of filters here to choose from. Next thing we're going to do is look at competing products, and let's put a max of 100 to try to get some of that low-hanging fruit here. Just to make sure that we're not wasting our time, let's go to keyword sales and put a minimum of 2 sales. That means at least 2 sales per month are coming from these keywords. After going through these lists, I ended up coming up with these as some common things that people will be searching for in order to find our product. Now that we have these search phrases, let me show you how to properly set this up. We're going to go back to sponsored ads here. Click on Campaign Manager, and we're going to create a new campaign. We're going to click on Continue, and we're going to call this ad group Manual Keyword Targeting. We're going to add the products that we're trying to sell on Amazon. Now, depending on how much control you want, you could just create one ad group, or you could create multiple ad groups. For now, just to make this easy, I'm going to show you the process by creating one ad group. We're going to go down and we're going to click on Manual Targeting and Keyword Targeting. Now, something that's really cool is Amazon suggests different keywords for you. It knows what our product's about and it suggests a bunch of different keywords, and we're going to actually add these keywords as well. Before we do that, we have to explain the difference between broad, phrase, and exact match. What's interesting is, usually exact match is more expensive than phrase or broad match, but in this case, it's actually reversed. So let's explain what broad match is first. Then I'll explain what phrase and exact are. Using this example here of carnivore jerky, broad match means we want to bid on any search term that includes the word carnivore and jerky, even if there are more words in there. On the other hand, with phrase match, the phrase carnivore jerky needs to show up. There can't be any words in between. As long as the phrase is intact, carnivore and jerky, there's nothing in between those words. Our ad would show up if we did the phrase match. The last type is exact match, and with exact match, I actually think exact match is the most powerful. Our ad is only going to show up if someone types in exactly carnivore jerky, nothing more and nothing less. Now, generally speaking, I recommend doing all three of these, but if you're going to be doing broad match or phrase match, you need to add negative keywords, and that's something we'll talk about later. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through here, and anything that seems relevant to your product, let's go ahead and add this. And you can scroll through here and you can add. There's so many different options it gives you. However, since we already have a list of keywords that we want to target, we're going to click on Enter List and we're going to go ahead and paste our list in here. We're going to click on Add Keywords and it says that 3 of our 24 keywords do not have a suggested bid. And so we're just going to put a bid of 92 cents for now. But we can look at these later and we can adjust these as need be. But if it doesn't even have a suggested bid, it probably means not a lot of people are searching for that anyways. So this is a list of all the keywords that we're going to be targeting, meaning that every time someone searches for one of these on Amazon, our ad is going to be showing up. At this point, we could add negative keyword targeting if we wanted to. Again, I'll talk about that later. Let's go down here. We can adjust our bidding strategy if we want. Let's have a campaign name for this and let's just call this manual keyword targeting for now. It says that a daily budget of around $14 is recommended. We're going to go ahead and click Launch Campaign. Now, I just showed you a very easy way of setting up your campaign, but ideally you'd want to create multiple different ad groups for each of those different topics that you're targeting. By having multiple different ad groups, we can more easily control them and we can see which ones are actually creating a profit. But now let me show you how to do product targeting ads. These are the ads that allow you to target your competitor's product. It allows you to show up right here on your competitor's page. So this is a very powerful type of ad for you to run. To do this, we're going to go back into our sponsored ad campaign manager. Then we're going to go ahead and click on Create Campaign. We're going to go to Sponsored Products and click Continue. We're going to call this ad group Product Targeting. We're going to select the product that we want to advertise, and then we're going to go to Manual Targeting. But this time, instead of doing keyword targeting, we're going to click on Product Targeting. We have 2 different options here. We can either target the entire category, which would mean every single product that's in the category of grocery and gourmet and beef jerkies and dried meats, which is probably something that I don't recommend. But if you wanted to, you could actually refine that. This is something that you can learn more in depth about in our Amazon FBA program, The Passion Product Formula. In fact, we go into multiple hours worth of content in the Passion Product Formula. There's a link down below in the description for that. If, on the other hand, you don't want to target the entire category, you can go into the individual products and we can target all the individual products we want to show our ad for. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this for now and we're going to go through here. We're going to see what products do we think that carnivore jerky is most similar to and what products does carnivore jerky look better than. We can add any one of these that we think is a good mix. I'd recommend taking some time and actually thinking through which one of these do you want to have your product show up on their listing for. For now, I'm just going to do this. I mean, these are very expensive bids. It's interesting. We can also do this for negative product targeting. This is really good if you're going to do an entire category. You could say, I want to target these products in this category except for these certain ones. It's also good to find products that have worse reviews than yours or are newer and just have fewer reviews altogether or maybe bad listing images. If you bid on those products and you show up in front of them and you have better reviews and your product looks better, you could potentially be stealing customers away. We're going to scroll down here and we're going to put a daily budget of $14. We're going to change this campaign name to Product Targeting. Again, right now, since this is a very basic overview, we only have one campaign in one ad group. My recommendation to you is to actually do different ad groups for different types of products, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and click on Launch Campaign. At this point, you can see that we have three campaigns: the automatic campaign, the manual keyword targeting campaign, and the product targeting campaign. For all of these, we could add what's called negative keywords. What a negative keyword is it tells Amazon that you don't want your ad to show up anytime a certain phrase or keyword is being searched. For instance, we could go to automatic campaigns. Since carnivore jerky is a beef jerky and does not contain turkey, chicken, or any other types of meats, I want to add negative keywords so if someone types in chicken or turkey, I don't want our product to show up. The first thing I'd recommend doing is using your brain and thinking about all the types of things that someone might search for in Amazon that's related to your product that you do not want your ad to show up for, and add those into negative keywords. But another thing you can do is use Helium 10. Use the magnet tool. Go down this list and see everything that's relevant that people might be searching for, that if they were to search for that, you don't want your ad to show up for. Then you can put that into your negative keywords. That's how you can set up your Amazon PPC campaigns. After years of selling on Amazon, my biggest problem was wasting thousands of dollars on PPC campaigns that weren't getting any sales. But about a month ago, I found AdSpurt, and it's already paid off. That's because AdSpurt uses AI-powered software to automatically optimize PPC campaigns on Amazon, Walmart, eBay, and on a whole lot of other platforms. All you need to do is tell AdSpurt your advertising goal, and AdSpurt tools reduce wasted ad spend and adjust your bids to maximize your campaign performance. Their intraday bidding rules use hourly data to increase bids when buyers are most likely to buy. Plus, AdSpurt can predict the behavior of keywords, ad groups, and campaigns to forecast which decisions you make can have the biggest impact. Their budget suggestion tool offers detailed changes to help you budget smarter, better, and faster. And with their Criterion Hub, AdSpurt suggests high-performing keywords to improve your campaigns. You can fine-tune all their metrics while staying in control of your budget. AdSpurt users on average get 75% more conversions and have made over $200 million worth of revenue and lowered their ad costs by 17% in just 30 days, all automatically. Complete effortless improvement. So use that link in the description to start your free 30-day trial, and later on, if you do start a subscription, you'll get 30% off AdSpurt for the first 6 months. So click that link in the description to sign up to AdSpurt and improve your PPC campaigns today. So for carnivore jerky, the ads actually started working so well from the beginning that we ended up having to turn off the campaign because we were about to sell out of our product. The important thing to note is that the first week of launching your product really matters a ton. So we can use PPC as a strategy to get as many sales as possible during that first week. And during that time, we don't really even care about the profitability of a product. We just care about getting as many sales as possible. This is because Amazon is a momentum game, especially when you're just launching a product. The thing is, Amazon is judging your product during this phase. They're looking at how successful your product is and how it's going to be. And it's judging your rank on an 8-day rolling basis. Basically, during these first 8 days, that's when Amazon decides where to rank your product in the search results. So the more sales we can drive, the better. And because the first week matters so much, we didn't even care if the first week would be profitable or not with our PPC campaigns. We only cared to have as many sales as possible. And thanks to PPC, we managed to sell 48 units in just 1 day, days after launching. In fact, we actually ran into the opposite problem. We started building too much momentum. And I realized pretty quickly that we were about to completely sell out, especially since we only did a small manufacturing run. So we had to call up the manufacturer right away, and luckily they were able to get us a new order out within just a couple of days, which is one of the perks about working with a US manufacturer. They were able to ship it out to us fast when overseas that could have taken weeks. Even with that, we did still sell out, but at least we had more inventory on the way so people could still place orders even though they weren't Prime eligible. This did slow down a lot of our momentum, and it's definitely something new sellers need to be ready for. So if you're looking for more information on how you can set up your Amazon PPC, you can check out our Amazon FBA course that talks more about this in depth, and I'll put down the link in the description down below. However, if you are just a new seller and you're looking for free alternatives, I'll link the rest of this playlist right here where you can see step by step how we were able to build this brand carnivore jerky in less than a week, going from ideation to launch and going on to make over $25,000 in a month. Make sure to subscribe and check out those next videos. And again, thanks for watching.